I'll just loop the next three all in one to
All
spare
right.
everyone. But I watched Spider-Man 1 and 2, Tobey Maguire, and The Amazing Spider-Man.
You skipped Spider-Man 3.
Oh, I skipped it, baby.
I don't understand.
I couldn't do it. And you know me, I'll watch crap.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yes, I know that
oh
for
yeah,
sure.
there's
Uh,
no. But I was like, I can't. I don't have the energy.
so, I
I
so
didn't.
for the Spider-Man 1 and 2, I assume do they how did they were they creaky? Was because Spider-Man 2 used to be kind of held up as like the new Superman 2. Like it's
Yeah,
even, it took the original plus is better. But
I still think two is one of the greatest superhero movies ever. It's just they did a good job. They really upped the game. Um, and I didn't know this, but they were planning on doing another trilogy with Tobey Maguire and Kirsten Dunst, and instead they decided to do Amazing Spider-Man. But they were like in talks to like keep that going. And as you know, we've said this before, three, you like think it ends and then it goes on again for another hour, and then it's just too much. And I think like Sam Raimi like knew that. He was like, I
yeah,
didn't like the way it went. I didn't like the script.
yeah.
And he really hated, from what I read, this proposed script for the fourth one. So they just rebooted it all together, which I do like the Andrew Garfield ones.
I do too. I
I
liked
do.
him and that character as that character and
Yeah.
um
The bullying was
Emma
down.
Stone. Yeah.
They weren't like, Tobey Maguire was always like bullied, and Andrew Garfield was at first, but then it became like I just like that they didn't play into all the old tropes like Grace, what was her name? Gwen Stacy
Gwen Stacy. Yeah.
was like she did return his feelings for him. The bully was like, "Hey, sorry about your uncle." It was more realistic. It wasn't just like, "Oh, she's the hottest girl in school. She's going to be dating a football player who's going to beat me up." Like they made it more realistic, and I don't know. I love the lizard guy. I think he's like the scariest villain in the Spider-Man movies.
You only kind of watched 'cause there was two of those in that uh piece that was in there, I think. So did Andrew do two?
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
Amazing
So
Spider-Man too.
gotcha.
Um,
So, but yeah. So yeah, I would watch those before the Tobey Maguire ones
Me too.
for
I
sure.
would
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the only other thing I'll say about Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, was I felt like they could have been a little bit more original with the plot. I know it's a reboot and there's some things you can absolutely not change, but it was the villain was basically the same premise as Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2, where it's like, oh, he's fooling around with an experiment. He's going to inject himself. And then they have basically like voices telling him, like Doc Ock, like, no, keep doing what you're doing. And I don't know. It just felt like lazy, like just the old
Yeah,
scientist turning himself into a Frankenstein.
I at some point, yeah, I prefer to kind of start midstream, like it should just
Yeah.
like pretend there was a part one and we're just already into part two, that we don't need to keep seeing, your uncle shot. And we don't, it's kind of
I
like
thought
the
about
Batman, like
you.
we don't need to keep seeing the Wayne
Yes.
his family getting
I thought about you saying
shot
that.
outside the theater. Like, please, like
Yeah.
just, and I
Even in
just,
Joker, they did that.
I
It's
know,
like
I
it's not
remember
even
it.
about Batman.
I think I almost cackled out loud during Joker because I was just like, it's not even about Batman, and we still
But
have the way. I was like, God, I like, are you kidding?
we know it's
We
gonna
still need to
happen.
see the pearls go everywhere. Come on.
Come on.
Yeah.
You're so right. Yeah, I was thinking about you when you said that when I watched that because it's Uncle Ben. Like it's a shame, but it's like
Yeah.
every movie. I get it. I
And
do
by
like
the
that Uncle Ben, Michael Sheen, better than and I like the guy in the original, but
yeah.
I thought he's such a great actor.
And by the next one, Aunt May will be 13 years old. For
Yeah, I know she keeps going down. It's great. Um,
uh
so go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, but well, they're probably all around the same age. It's just as we age differently now that
Yeah, right, right.
but for kind of each of us, it was like because I remember it was kind of like Sally Field is like, well, that's probably appropriate, kind of like that is more kind of
Yeah,
but yeah, when they get to the Tom Holland version, it's just like, oh, is
yeah.
this? Yeah, people are like, oh my, is
Oh
this?
my. Oh, that'll be next. That'll be on next what
Yes.
you've been watching.
All right.
Um, but yeah, so what was I gonna say? Spider-Man 2 and 1, yeah, they're it's fine.